Even on the demand gen
I
side. So my company thinks about driving demand gen into our website. I always say, hey, look at this gift. We got a couple thousands of dollars from
exactly.
AWS. Why not drive people into our marketplace listing if they want to buy and try that way, into our website if they want to buy and try that way? Maybe they come on one ramp, but then when they get to that decision criteria of how they want to pay, we give them that optionality as where they want to fulfill this. And so, you know, at many companies I've went to, this is like a talking point. They want to do this. The good news is if you as an ISV can sell this way and it's part of your business, that's important to AWS because AWS likes partners that operate, sell, that are culturally similar to them. So that's good for you. But the second is you have to treat it just like you would anything else. And I've watched two companies that I've worked for, it's like $0, then there's some intentionality, then it becomes a million, $2 million ARR line of business, then two becomes four. And Vinod's worked with some of the tops. You mentioned Databricks, I know Mongo and others that like this is a significant portion of their revenue, but
Yes.
it's got to start with, planting the seed. It starts with one,
Right.
then maybe two, then three, but it's intentional. Like this is not the kind of thing where you throw up a listing and you're like, oh, I supported it, nothing happened. It's like being one of the hundreds of thousands of products, let's say in a Walmart. It doesn't mean that like someone's going to automatically find you and magic's going to happen. This has to be intentional into your go-to-market strategy, your sales team strategy, your pipeline generation strategy, and it has to be woven in. But I promise you, this does lower the cost of sales. It does actually help you reaffirm, customer perception and buyer perception of your product. So you should treat it very important.
We see two things right now with PLG and with the advent and growth of LLMs helping buyers. Vinod mentioned 80% of the buyer's journey is done in dark, right? He's done prior to talking to sales and marketing, and sometimes it's actually longer for some folks. Um, well, that hurts. That's a tough thing for companies and sometimes leaders at companies to allow transparency. One thing is pricing. So, we were like, do we put pricing? I've heard some people don't put their real pricing in their marketplace listing. And we leaned into that and said, no, we're putting our rate card, we're putting our pricing out there because gosh darn, people can probably find it anyway using LLMs at some point, right? There's
Mhm.
probably some proposals and slides of ours out on the interweb. So it's like, we need to be transparent and be honest first and foremost. That's number one. The other piece is the struggle right now for companies is they don't own their message. LLMs are taking the ownership and basically breaking it and saying, you now no longer own what you're saying out in market because we value third party reviews more than we value the content that you've gated and you've put out in market. And oh, by the way, LLMs don't pull from gated content. So you have to ungate your content. Oh gosh, now I don't own. Now I'm letting you see my content, but you're not giving me your contact information. It's a very tough thing and a very big struggle. And it's happened in a matter of 6 months because of LLMs right now. And so one piece that reviews will do for you is using your customers to drive the right narrative, to own the narrative. So it'll allow you to actually kind of take back control a little bit. Well, how do you do that, Andrew? If I'm just a customer's saying what they want about my product. Well, through our AI voice review capture, we actually ask custom questions / strategic themes. So we can work with an ISV, we can work with a seller, and product marketing loves this. So that's usually the person that we're talking to. Marketing teams will bring that person, that team in and say, what do you want to say? What do you want your customers to say about your product and about how it's different in the market so that both human eyeballs can see it and then also the AI algorithms will pull that in and pull that into the answers. So it's giving a little bit of control back in this time where people are very stressed about the loss of control and the loss of owning their own narrative.